Welcome back to Sunlust. This is Map 18. Attempt 13, I believe. This took me a bit longer than usual. I guess this makes up for Map 17 only taking one attempt. So, that's always a good thing. The idea at the beginning is essentially, I guess, to collect some weapons and open up the map a little bit. I try and alert a couple things, and then I go and, well, just unlock everything. I've got the blue key, so that means now I can take the BFG. You need one of any key to get it. And my route, which I decided to use, involved the blue one. This is a very free-form map though, so something you can do, well, it's not so much something you can do as it is what I did. I just sort of, once I had the BFG, which was my main goal in the beginning, I would just sort of randomly run around until I got to certain areas. But right now I'm running away. I believe that I'm trying to get things to infight here. Once I get the BFG though, I can start activating fights, which I prefer to have the BFG for. And I can also take down a lot of archviles using a specific strategy that I came up with. Now that the archviles have sort of left, I can get the BFG. I'm just sort of killing any archviles I see on the way to my next objective. This area. I want the BFG specifically to kill this mastermind. Then I can use rockets to kill the Hell Knights behind me, who get released on both sides. And now I can execute a random strategy I came up with, which is a bit cheap, I suppose, but it's very effective. I essentially wait for archviles to crowd around this area, and then fire at them when they do. This time they aren't really doing that a whole much, but I had previous times where they just like completely crowded this area, and I was able to kill like 8 of them. But something I should mention is that this is the Sunlust map with the largest population so far. So that's kind of interesting. It's also, I guess, Sunlust's closest approximation of a sandbox map, which I believe is just a map where you're given enemies, and then you basically get to do whatever. Well, you're given a decent amount of weapons, and you can basically do whatever you want to get to the end. I was unfortunately unable to, well, dodge the archvile blast, because I was just slightly too late. However, I like this kind of map because it's very freeform. It gives you a lot of room for improvisation, which is what most of this run is. I decided to take down this cyber because it's a menace, and it watches over nearly the entire side of the map that I'm currently on. Don't want to get sniped by it, because that would probably kill me instantly. It's always annoying when Revenant missiles just hit you in the face. when you believe you're safe. There are a lot of soul spheres out in the open in this map, so you want to take advantage of them when you can. Once again, I'm getting attacked by revenants, as well as lost souls, which have successfully damaged me significantly. Don't really like that. I'm looking for health right now. And here is some. This is the last secret of the map. It also happens to give me something very useful. 100 cells. Most of the time, some enemies get caught down there. And since they pathfind to always walk in the direction of the player, they can never get out. There is a distinct lack of armor, though, so you don't want to waste what little armor you have, because it's difficult to get that armor back. I believe that the only armor on this map is the Mega Armor you're given at the beginning, as well as the Megasphere, which I will pick up at the end fights. When I got the red key, it releases a bunch of enemies, which are now trickling out, so I've got to go kill them. That Revenant right there just sort of jumped in front of my shotgun blast. Notice that now? Probably noticed it as well during the run itself. It looks like most of the enemies in here escaped already, so I don't have to kill as many. I already have. When you flare up the plasma gun, it will release a few revenants. I use this little terrain to, I guess, corral them a bit. This reminds me of a map, well, a fight idea I've got. Essentially, the idea would be where I would have a bunch of arch files, and the only cover from the arch files would be like terrain differences, like hills and stuff. These hills would have to be fairly Jurassic, but I think it'd be fairly interesting. And it's an idea I've wanted to try out for quite a long time. Maybe I'll do it in the, well, ongoing aberration map that I'm creating. However, I am taking a break from making aberration to work on just a sort of little side map to figure out how to make Rubik's-like curves. Anyways, this is the final fight. Spider Mastermind goes from the front, and then there's a bunch of Revenants, Imps, and Pain Elementals in the back, on either side. My strategy here, kill the Spider Mastermind first, and then kill the Pain Elementals. That way, I do not run out of ammunition. At this point, I've won. There is nothing left to kill. All I have to do is not stand in damaging liquid, I guess. So, this is a pretty nice map. I was surprised that I finished it in under 10 minutes. However, the next map is the final map of the episode, and it's one that I've been looking forward to since I started this. So, I guess I'll see you then. Goodbye, and have a good day.